Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2019. I know that because I have a tablet that told me. Yeah, I don't remember it that often because my days get mixed up. Anyway, this video is going to be about transportation, obviously. So, cue the intro if I can get it to work. If I didn't get the intro to work, you just heard me say cue the intro for nothing. So, awesome. Yeah.
Hey, this is Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. If you haven't subscribed to Grim Survival yet, you are insane. Hurry up and smash that subscribe button now.
I don't know if it's going to work. I'm trying to pull up my notes here on my tablet because I had notes and I lost them. There. So I'm going to talk about transportation today, and I'm going to just do something that we're all familiar with, a can of corn, and that's just the basic example I'm going to use. And I'm just going to tell you how a can of corn gets from where it started to where it's going. I am using my new microphone today, so I'm talking incredibly quietly. This thing picks me up really well, and yeah, my voice carries as it is, so I should probably put the microphone on the other side of the truck because otherwise it's incredibly loud. Alright, starting with a can of corn. A can of corn, it comes from the farmer's field, obviously. It goes from the field. We'll just simplify it. It gets taken from the the farmer puts it in a truck and the truck takes it to a processing place. And we're talking about a can of corn for human consumption on this particular one. So let's just start there. It's leaving the farm. It's in a truck. That's one truck. It's heading to the processing facility where it's going to be put into a can. It gets to the processing facility. They do whatever they do there. They put it in a can. The can goes into a box. The box gets loaded into a truck. The box then gets stored somewhere. The storage facility is either the second destination or the third. It could possibly be both because it could be stored at the factory before it gets loaded onto the truck because, as you know, a can of corn has quite a bit of a shelf life and they can hang on to it for a while. So that's a different story. Once it leaves the processing facility, it goes to a distribution center or a warehouse, or sometimes those are the same place, but we're going to simplify this. So it left the farm, it went to the processing facility, it went to the distribution center. From the distribution center, it gets taken off of one truck, put on another truck. Everything from one truck gets separated throughout numerous trucks, and then it's taken to a store. It gets taken to the store. Somebody at the store takes the can out of the box. They put the can on the shelf. Somebody comes along and buys it. That's the simplest way to explain how a can of corn got to the store. And yeah, that is a very simple way because there are so many variables in between that. Like I said, the processing facility might have a warehouse down the road that they stored it at, so they might have taken it from there, put it on a truck, drove it down the road, stored it in their warehouse, where another truck came and loaded up all those cans of corns and took it to the distribution center where it got distributed through a bunch of different trucks and then taken to a bunch of different stores, all various cases of corn. Sorry if it's too loud. My microphone keeps blinking red at me, and it does that when I'm too loud, but it keeps doing it when the forklift's hitting my trailer back there. That's why I'm bouncing so much. Anyway, there's other variables with the can of corn that we're not looking at here. How the can of corn, of course, got from the farm to the store, but the processing facility. How did the processing facility get the can? Where'd the can come from? The can had to be raw metal to begin with, so it had to come from a mine or a recycling facility, and then it had to be taken to another facility in a truck. It had to be turned into a can, processed into a can. The lids had to be made. Glue had to be put around the rings so it can seal properly. I mean, where'd the glue come from? That came in a truck too. I could go on with how many trucks it took, and I can't even fathom it. I'm trying to do the math here, exactly how many trucks one can of corn had to see. So it's not just the can or the corn. What about the box? I mean, the box had to come from somewhere too. And I can give you a little bit of insight on what happens at a store once the box gets there. See, cans of corn come in a case. Like I don't remember exactly how many's in it, but it's a pretty big box. The can of corn in the box got to the store finally, and the employee took the can out and put it on the shelf. Where'd the box go? Box got stuck into what they call a baler, and it just smashes a whole bunch of boxes down, and then that is put on a pallet and set somewhere until a truck comes and picks up a whole truckload of them. That's what's in my trailer. It's a truckload of just boxes, used boxes. They're all smashed and crushed, and there's a truck backing next to me that's probably loud. It's probably going to get louder in a second. Yeah, he's kind of slow, but that is just one example of one thing. How did the can of corn get from the farm to the store to your house, really. Let's look at anything else. Here we go. Rubber grip. So that's a truck, at least one, probably several trucks for the rubber grip. There's metal on this. This is probably aluminum. There's plastic. There's ink. There's a spring, which is other metal. Probably came from yet a different facility. I could take it apart and show you. Yeah. There's a spring in there somewhere. Ah, there it is, spring. So how many trucks did it take to get this one pin to where it was going? How much fuel does it take to get one can of corn from the field to the store? You got to consider the fuel in the tractor, the combine, the fuel that it took for the machinery to plant the corn, the fuel that it takes to harvest the corn, the fuel that it takes to get the corn, the fuel it takes for the can to get. I mean, it's just an endless process for one can of corn. Can you imagine how many people it took to get one can of corn from the farm to your house? How many people did that take? How many people came across that one can of corn, or that one box? Or, I mean, just it's mind-boggling of how much it takes just for one can of corn. Sorry about him being loud. This is a product of modern agriculture. It really is. Modern agriculture, where you have one farmer, maybe one farmer and a couple of his kids or hands or whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not even illegal for them to have their kids helping them anymore. I don't know. I'll look that. I've heard rumors about it, but I'll look it up another time. So, yeah, one farmer, 1,000 acres, and we'll just simplify this. It's not all of them are 1,000 acres. Some of them are only like 40 acres. Some of them are 50. But one farmer, 1,000 acres. The one farmer can't go out there and harvest it by hand. So this is the problem we're seeing today with so many fields that are still standing, and I could show you videos. I've been reporting them for 2 days now. There are a lot of farms still standing, a lot of cornfields still standing, I should say, not farms, because hopefully all the farms are still standing, but a lot of cornfields have not been harvested. So why can't they just walk out there and start hand picking it? One farmer can't hand pick 1,000 acres. That's why. One farmer probably can't even hand pick 40 acres. It's not really feasible. Now, if you think from back before modern agriculture and modern machinery, how was it done? It was done with horses by hand, with wagons and, you know, knives and scythes, whatever you want to call the thing. And they just hand picked everything. They really did. So why can't we do it now? One farmer can't do it. Unless a community comes together of 20 or so people, they're not going to be able to harvest that 50 acres by hand. So it's just going to sit there. It's just going to sit there. And it is. I have seen videos of cows being released into soybean fields because they cannot harvest it. It's too wet. They can't get in there, so they are letting their cows or their neighbors' cows go and eat it. I mean, what can you do? It's just going to rot away. A lot of it already is. A lot of it's frozen. I've seen a lot of cornfields that are still green corn. And we're at, what I say it was, October 20 something. Yeah, the 23rd of October, and we still have green corn. Tell me this, and I can tell you for a fact where I live, it's not, but in your area, is the grass still growing? Last time we mowed our lawn was the beginning, I think the first couple of days of October, and not since, because it's not growing. Why is it not growing? It's in basically a hibernation stage at this point. With how cold it's been, it just stops growing because it's cold. Do you think the corn continues to grow because it's cold? It doesn't. Nope. So any corn that was not mature before it got too cold, it's what it is now. They're using a lot of it for feed for animals, but there's not enough of that either. We're going to see meat shortages. We are already seeing food shortages. We've already seen water shortages. It's only getting worse. It really is. And there's a lot of people that just don't believe it. They refuse to see it. They refuse to believe it. They don't care. Okay, well, I guess that's fine with me. Anyway. Yeah, that's where we're at right now, and that's pretty much all I have for you today. It's looking pretty grim out there. It really is. And the amount it takes to just get one thing from one place to another. Now, everything you have touched a truck. Think of it. Anything. Your house, where'd the wood come from? Where'd the siding come from? Where'd the shingles come from? Came from a truck, everything. Every single thing touched the truck. I remember I was in shop class when I was a kid, and the shop teacher was arguing with another kid. The kid said he wanted to be a truck driver. Anyway, the shop teacher was arguing with him that in the future we were not going to need trucks because air technology, everything's just going to fly everywhere. I'm like, well, how exactly are you going to land an airplane at my house or at Walmart? It has to touch a truck. It has to. It does. There's no other choice. All right, so that's enough of that for one day. I could rant about it all day. I'm talking really quietly. Let me know how my sound quality is. Remember, like, subscribe, share the video. Let everyone know just how you know what we all are going to be very soon. Pray a lot. You're going to need to. And yeah, just prepare. That's all you can really do anymore. Prepare. Try to spread the word. People won't listen. You can try anyway if you want to. I've pretty well given up with a lot of people, but hey, I tried, right? I'm trying right now. Have a good one. Drive safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Okay, yeah, never mind.